boys? It's your boy K Natsuki here, back at it again with another new What If. And well, you can probably guess what this What If is. But first, before we get into the What If, just look at this one meme. This guy can turn almost every enemy into a friend. And seriously, he even turned God mode Obito good. He broke through the hatred of Gaara, the pain of Nagato, the hatred of the hatred of Conan, and the sadness of Obito. Like, seriously, just imagine if you had the power to make gods or the most evilest beings in existence your friends just by talking with them for 2 minutes. As that is the true ultimate power in the universe. I mean, seriously, that is a power that not even the Omni King has. And it isn't even perfected or mastered at all. But if Naruto were to fully perfect it and master this ability, he would basically be God. But yeah. Everyone, welcome to What If Naruto Was the Doomslayer? Part 1. I know what y'all thinking. This has been done before. I don't see the thing. I don't really see anything about this that'd be different. Well, boys and girls, you're about to see a lot different with this What If. As unlike some other YouTubers, I actually stay up at night till 12. Hell, I actually stay up at night till like 3, watching and reading Doom lore. Well, the lore behind Doom Eternal, that is. And that's basically the Doom I'm talking about, Doom Eternal. Now let's begin this What If on as pretty much we start a long time ago. Well, I'm not a long time ago, but let me explain. Naruto, you see, he was he was a Jinjuriki, like normal. Pretty much everything went to canon except the villagers bullying him, as it was 1,000 times worse, to the point where he would come home bleeding. Sometimes he'd even be knocked out and have broken bones and be missing flesh. As the Nine Tails every single time would heal Naruto. As one day, Naruto, pretty much one day, one day, the fifth Hokage, Tsunade, the third Hokage, a Hiruzen, would ask him a question, and would basically ask him to go on this one mission, as it was told to be a D rank. It was said to be a C rank mission. All it was to easily go to the. It was rated a D rank. All it was to go outside of the village to help with some farming. Or at least that's what they told Naruto. As Naruto went out, accepted the mission, and he went out. Now, by this time, Naruto had somewhat become friends with with Kurama. However, Kurama wasn't exactly on speaking terms with Naruto yet, as it was more such just Kurama would listen to Naruto. Oh, and sometimes answer a question or two. Instead of calling him a brat or spoiled kid, or stupid or any of those types of names, he would just say, whatever you kid, and whatever kid. That's pretty much what Kurama would say at the end of every conversation. Whatever kid. But their conversations were only like 2, maybe even 3 sentences long, on from Kurama, on his point of view. I mean, from what Kurama said, he only would say like 3 sentences, but the conversation will last 10 minutes. As pretty much Naruto would be out. By the way, he is 10, so yeah, he would be out on he'd basically be out on this mission, expecting it to be extremely easy, help out with farming, get paid, come back to the village, and he was even expecting to come back and buy some ramen from Taiuchi. As when Naruto got back, and when Naruto went to the place he saw, and when Naruto went to the coordinates they gave him, he saw what appeared to be an old, abandoned farmhouse. As Naruto would walk in, and would basically walk in and see what appeared to be a couple of farmers. However, not all is as it seems. As Naruto would walk and would basically walk in and close the door. As then the old farmers would say release, as then a whole genjutsu would basically be released, as a whole farm would then turn into a giant area of woods, surrounded by nothing but trees for miles and miles. As then, what Naruto saw was about 30 Anbu in front of him, all high-ranking Anbu. As they then say, alright, let's kill the demon and get this over with. As the 30 Anbu would attack Naruto, and he would be too weak to be able to defend himself. As Naruto would think, why did the third Hokage lie to me? I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. As Naruto would be so upset, so sad, that he would actually try to survive or fight. As just as he lay, but they were beating him far too harshly. And just as Naruto lay there down, bleeding and screaming in pain, and lay down bleeding, he got just enough will to he just got enough will to harness some of Kurama's chakra, but not like he did in canon. Instead, Naruto began to try to use Kurama's chakra in a different way, as suddenly flame would appear in his hand, as fiery chakra would appear in Naruto's hand, as he would then slash it at the Anbu, but it would quickly dissipate, as he would then say, "Damn, is this really how it ends? Oh well." As they would stab, and as they would kill Naruto. But Naruto, now we go to Naruto's mindscape. As we see Kurama, the giant fox, basically saying, "No, no, kid, kid, no, 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 don't, no, don't die, kid, come on, as Kurama would then say, "I got it, okay, just, put in some chakra, huh?" However, they had chakra restraining seals on Naruto. No chakra could come in, and he could not use any chakra out. No chakra could affect him, and he could not use any chakra. As then Kurama said, oh, damn it, think, okay, think, what would, okay, as as Kurama would be inside Naruto's mindscape, doing every possible thing he could think of, and then he said, "Damn it, nothing's working. I don't want the kid to die. I don't want the kid to die. He's the only friend I've had in a very, very, very long time. I don't want to lose that at all." As then Kurama would get an idea. As he then said, fuck it, I'll do it. I'll do it, god damn it." As Kurama would begin doing some complex hand signs and seals inside of Naruto's mindscape, as then basically we go to Naruto. Basically, Naruto enters his mindscape as he sees Kurama doing something, and Kurama says, "Kid, there you are. Listen, if you want to live, just open the seal, okay? Okay, kid?" As Naruto, barely conscious, even in his own mind, says, "Got it," as in a weak, shrill voice, as he opens the seal, and this time his parents were too weak to, and were too weakened to put their chakra into the seal. They were drained out of chakra, so they couldn't use anything, and they couldn't put anything in him. As the seal would open, and Kurama would say, good. Okay, just stand right here," he would say, as Naruto would see hundreds of thousands upon thousands of maybe even millions of symbols all connecting with each other, all intersecting and with one symbol on the ground. Now I can't exactly show you all of these symbols, but yeah, pretty much he'd say, and Kurama would say, "Just stand in the middle, and I can help you." As he would then, as Naruto would just be standing in the middle, as he would see a much larger version of the same thing he's sitting on, across from him as Kurama would stand up on his hind legs, and he would be in and he would be on the on this much bigger symbol, on this much bigger array of symbols, as in Kurama would say, "Alright, okay, don't worry. Okay, kid? Uh, Soul Fusion Jutsu." And as he'd say, "Soul Fusion Jutsu." As then the symbols glow red and orange and yellow, as they would then begin swirling as as Naruto and Kurama would instantly turn into chakra. Kurama would turn into red chakra, just swirling around, as Naruto would turn into blue chakra, just swirling around. As then a third symbol would, and as a third array of symbols would appear in the middle, and the two chakras would meet at the third array of symbols. As they then, as the two chakras would then begin swirling around, as then, and it became purple. No. Oh, well, it was becoming purple. And then something unexpected happened. Suddenly, blackening, suddenly thick, dark red, suddenly thick, dark red chains would basically come out of the darkness. That is Naruto's mindscape. As then would show Naruto, or his negative side, with the black and red eyes. Basically, his emotions of hate and anger. As the negative Naruto would see what is going on, as it would then say, so you're doing so. In order to keep us alive, Kurama is doing a soul fusion jutsu, huh? Oh well. Guess this is my only chance to use with Naruto. And with my other elf. As then the negative Naruto would quickly create a fourth array of symbols, as then a much darker maroon red chakra would appear, as it would then begin swirling around at the third array of symbols, as then the three chakras would merge and would swirl around each other, thus turning all this chakra into black chakra. As then, inside of Naruto's mindscape would appear this. Not this side of Naruto. Not the yellow side. The red side of Naruto. And this picture would basically appear in the mindscape. As it would then say, Kurama? Where are you? Kurama? As we go into the real world, where we see Naruto's body basically convulsing, or not basically convulsing, as we see Naruto's body shifting around, moving on its own. And then, suddenly, out of nowhere, here, what appears to be kunai, I'm 30 kunai, made out of red chakra. I'm made out of red and black chakra, would appear and stab all of the Anbu through the heart, as through their hearts, as then Naruto's body would stop moving. As we go back to Naruto's mindscape, as he would basically, from this fusion and calling upon that much demonic power, Naruto would basically be brought to the who and would basically die, or at least his physical form would. As Naruto's body, well, he wouldn't exactly die, but the ground around Naruto's body would begin to spin and would begin to open. As hold on, god damn it. Hold on. Basically, the ground around Naruto would begin to open. As hold on. There we go. As the ground around Naruto would open, and it would appear to be and it would become crimson and fiery. As then the ground would open up and Naruto would basically fall through the ground. As then the ground would turn back to normal and close up. As basically Naruto would be falling about 1,000,000,000 stories and like about 1,000,000,000 miles down. Or what it seemed to him. Or what it seemed to him. As Naruto would awaken in his new red and black form, as he would then say, "Oh, my head. What in the..." As he'd basically look around and see he was in a fiery, crimson, red, and unholy realm. Basically imagine the Nether, but not blocky. Basically imagine the Nether, but realistic. And filled with hundreds of demons. No, filled with millions of demons. As Naruto would say, oh, where am I? As then a demon would as basically a rampaging, a stray demon would run around and attack Naruto. As he would then say, "Ah!" And he would have his hands covering his face, trying, and he'd have his hands covering himself, trying to block. Basically, have his two arms lined up in front of himself, trying to block. As then, suddenly, instead, Naruto's body would begin glowing red. And he would grow claws, and his teeth would grow even sharper. As then Naruto would rush over and attack the demon, as he'd basically rip it to shreds with his bare hands. As Naruto would then say, okay, just calm down, Naruto. Hmm. He'll get his powers. Deku will get his powers back after. Well, after he fights with a being who stole. Allow me to explain. You see, when Deku basically awoken, his it was basically his body self-consciously doing a sort of wake-up call. How this imploded all of his divine power out, thus splitting apart into 13 pieces, or 12 quirks. Deku, of course, has one piece of his power, and All For One has 11. As guess who has number 12? All Might. As All For One would have already collected these 10 quirks because his quirk is one of the strongest, and so would and All Might having one for all, it would also be incredibly strong. As these 13 quirks, and as these 12 quirks, if Deku basically gets them back, he gets his full power. And well, yeah. Let me just explain how powerful that will be. You know how the Omni King is so powerful that it can erase existence and destroy everything imaginable? That isn't even a speck of a speck of a speck of a speck of dust compared to Naruto. And compared to Deku's full power. So yeah, you best hope he never gets it. But back to the what if. As... Crap. I did not mean to do that. As Naruto would basically over time and over a span of a couple of weeks, he would, and over a span of a couple of days, Naruto would already be losing sight of right and wrong, and his humanity would be fading, or what is left of it, that is. As right now, one of Naruto's eyes are blue with blacks, and both of Naruto's eyes are blue with black slits. Okay? Hey? Naruto's eyes are blue with black slits, and that's basically all of the humanity he has left. However, well, his eyes, one of his eyes was slowly turning red, black and red. As Naruto would say, oh crap, no, 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 no. And he would basically be searching the entire place that is hell for a cure. As he would then find it. The cure he had been searching for. As he would then say, I found it, I found it, I found it, I found it. Yes. And as he would basically have found a angel, a maker's, a piece of a maker. This maker is, well, just, he found a piece of the seraphim, or as we know him, the good the good doctor, or Samuel Hayden. As Samuel, pretty much he would have died much in this timeline, and not turned himself into a robot. As Samuel would be, as Naruto would find Samuel's body and would sense a angelic aura, as he would look at the chakra and see that it is white, as he'd say, "It's pure. Maybe, maybe I can." As Naruto would take his body with him. And basically, he'd take his body to a old, broken down castle that Naruto found, as he was fixing the castle and trying to renovate it. This castle, of course, is the base for the Doomslayer, just a bit broken. But don't worry, it'll be back into its prime shortly. As then Naruto, pretty much, he would basically have found a whole bunch of scraps and metals around hell, and he would set to work. As he figured, if this is white, pure, angelic chakra, then it might be able to suppress my, I guess, unholy chakra. As what Naruto is thinking is that he is turning into a demon. But Naruto is completely wrong. You see, even the strongest demons of hell that are not Satan have gray chakra. Naruto's chakra is pitch black. Well, it's pitch black with just a tiny bit of blue being his eyes, as he's trying to remain human. He really is. As Naruto begins and setting to work with the metal and Samuel Hayden's body, as he then creates the Praetor suit. As in this, what if the suit actually keeps him alive in a way, or it keeps him human, or at least what's ever left of him to be human. As when Naruto is in the suit, he basically looks like this. As over time, over time, someone would have noticed Naruto's presence. This would be a couple of weak demons, as they would basically go to their leaders and would say and would talk about Naruto, and would say a being, I think human maybe, is a being with black chakra, and with almost completely black chakra, is in hell. Now, of course, well, no, they'd say a weird being is in hell. It doesn't appear to be human, but it doesn't appear to be demon either. As they would then say, weird. as Naruto, basically, he would be attacked by, well, not yet, as the demons that these very low-ranking demons reported to would say, test his strength, go and attack him, as they would. And, well, the outcome would not be so nice. As with Naruto's Predator suit, as pretty much with Naruto's Predator suit allows the ability to manifest his chakra. As Naruto can do what he was trying to do in when he was being attacked by the 30 Yambu. As he can create this. I call this the Kitsune Keyblade, or the Kaya Blade. The Caillou Blade. Get it, Kyubi? Keyblade? Caillou Blade? Tell me in the comments if you like that, if you like that name. The Caillou Blade. As it would, and as basically Naruto's blade basically being like a Keyblade would activate a form change and turn into, hold it, as Naruto's blade would turn into two of these clawed gauntlets. I know they have the leaf symbol on them, but basically replace the leaf symbol with the Uzumaki symbol. Okay? As he would have two of these gauntlets on each of his fists, as he would then basically activate God's. Basically, he'd go kiloazoidic speeds, and he'd go at the speed of kiloazoidic, and rip through these small demons. Through the weakest rank demons. As then the demons which those ones reported to would go to their superiors, and the same thing would happen over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. As we skip to the age when Naruto is the age of 15. He has been in hell for 5 years. And surprisingly, he's making quite the living. Despite being in hell. As Naruto has upgraded his home to where it's like the Doomslayer castle. Actually, it is the Doomslayer castle, but everything that glows blue, basically have it glow orange, okay? As Naruto would have fully fortified his armor with everything and that you can get in the Doom Eternal game, as he would be pretty much ready for anything. As then something unexpected would happen. Well, not unexpected, as basically we go to the demons who the last ones he killed reported to. As these demons would be about 1,000 times stronger than Titans. As they would go to their Air Master, who basically they go over to their master, who was the strongest being in all of hell. Well, second strongest, as it would be they would pretty much run over to a butler, as the butler is the second strongest demon in hell, as the butler would have, and would basically have red clothes, red hair, terrifying eyes, claws, and antlers, and a staff. As yes, the butler is Alistair. As they'd say, Lord Alistair, something you need to know of. As he would then say, what do you mean? As they would say, hey, for the past 5 years, all of our ranks have been killed off. I mean, of course, new souls have taken their places, but hold on, my faggot-ass brother wants to talk. As then Alistair would say, Alistair, for the last 5 years, a being has been wiping out all of Hell's ranks and forces. Now, of course, they've all been replaced because new souls die like billions of souls die every day. But this being, they slay each demon rank that they can, that is strong, and that comes after. As Alistair would say, what do you mean this being slays every demon that comes after them? As they say, this 5 years ago, this weird being that we can't tell if it's human or demon appeared, and it's been slaying everything that attacks it, and that even comes near it. As Alistair would then say, well, this is quite a predicament, I should say. I'll go talk to my superior. Now you two, go back to your post and await further instruction. As they'd say, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord Alistair. As the demons would leave, and he'd say, I wonder how the mistress will handle this. As he would basically run over to what appeared to be a giant mansion of sorts, or a giant temple or castle. As he would basically enter a throne room. He'd basically enter a throne room, and he would bow down. As then a woman who looked like this would be sitting on a throne. As he would then say, hey, almighty Satan, and almighty my queen, there's something that you need to know, that I need to tell you. As then, and Satan would say, then what is it? As he'd say, for about 5 years, 5 years ago, something happened that, well, we've been pretty much ignoring. As a being entered hell, and we tried sending some demons to kill it. However, this being has slayed every demon that's come its way. As Satan would then say, we'll send a higher rank. As he then said, Milady, mistress, the only rank he has not killed is the one rank below me. As then she'd say, but those are 1,000 times stronger than Titans. How is that even possible? As Alistair would then say, I have no idea. I have no idea, mistress. But this being, it appears to not be human nor demon. In fact, none of us can even get close enough to see its chakra. As Satan would then say, well, a being that is able to kill Elga, kill demons, to kill that many strong demons, and to kill demons that are extremely stronger, and that are like 900 times stronger than Titans, definitely is something I should see to. As she then says, no. In fact, act write a letter to this being and send a messenger. And send a weaker demon as a messenger just in case this being decides to kill them. As then Alistair would say, of course, my queen. As they would send a much weaker demon over to where Naruto was, and over to Naruto's castle. As the demon would pretty much see Naruto's castle all floating as the demon would fly up and would basically knock on the castle door. As then Naruto would walk out and say, hey, are you here to die? Are you here to die? As then the demon's demon would say, no, Naruto. No. Oh, I'm only here to deliver a message. And to deliver a letter. As then he would say, you can leave with your life, said Naruto. As then they would say, thank you. As the demon would leave as fast as they possibly could. As Naruto would say, a letter? I wonder who it's from. And I bet if any of you are dare in the comments say, we just got a letter, we just got a letter, we just got a letter, I wonder who it's from friggin' Blue's Clues, I will slice your head off. Okay? So don't. I mean it. As Naruto would basically read the letter as it would say, hey, hello there, mysterious fellow. My name is Alistair. I am the second strongest demon in all. I'm the second strongest demon in all of hell. And I'm the second strongest, maybe even third strongest being in all of hell. As I am the butler for the Queen of all Demons. As she has become interested in you, as you have been able to kill effortlessly, may I just point that out? Some of the strongest demons that hell has to offer. And she is very interested in you, wondering, and, well, she's very curious about you. Therefore, please come to the main castle of hell. Please come to to Morning Star, our castle, and, well, perhaps, and, well, perhaps, perhaps could be able to talk. As Naruto would say, I would basically put down the letters. He'd then say, huh, the queen, it appears the queen of hell is interested in me, and is interested by me. I mean, is it appears I've caught the attention of the queen of hell, huh? Well, I best go see what she wants. Maybe she'll want to make peace and stop sending people for me to kill. As Naruto would basically say, hold on, as he'd take off his helmet for a couple of seconds and breathe the air. As then, one of his eyes would, well, he'd be breathing until one of his eyes would turn red, as he'd then say, alright, time to put back on the helmet, as he would, and his eye would turn back to blue. As Naruto would basically walk around, and would basically be walking around. As right now, he would be outside, as we go to when he is right at the Morning Star Castle. Now, he's at the front gate, and he knocks on the door. As the queen, as pretty much Alistair walks up and says, good morning, my masculine fellow. Good morning, my masculine fellow. Welcome. Welcome to Morning Star Castle. The queen shall see you shortly. You must be the, unknown being, I presume? As Naruto would then say, my name is Naruto. As Alistair would then say, ah, very nice to meet you, Naruto. Well then, welcome to Morning Star Castle. As then, he would basically bring Naruto to a dinner table. It's like one of those long dinner tables that, like, rich families have, and that, like, you see in a whole bunch of rich people movies, and a whole bunch of movies showing about rich people and all that. As Naruto would be on one end of the table, which was reserved specially for him. As then a woman, basically looking like this would sit at the other end, as she would say, and she would have a gold and silver crown on with all sorts of M's on it. As she would then say, you must be from what my butler has told me, you must be Naruto. As Naruto would then say, yes. And you? As she then says, I am Satan. As Naruto would then say, Satan. Huh. Well, well, you're the... And she'd then say, so you're the Queen of Hell. Apologies for not bowing. As Naruto would then basically bow down to her. As he would say, hey, so, why did you call me here, Your Majesty? As the queen would then say, I did not expect the being that killed so many of my strongest soldiers so mercilessly to be such a gentleman. As Naruto would then say, well, I mean, I mostly am a gentleman. It's just people keep, and it's just that demons keep sending demons after me, and I have to protect myself. And she then says, fair enough. As she then says, why don't you take off your helmet? Helmet, Naruto. As Naruto would then say, personal reasons. It kinda has to do with what I am. As okay. Okay, say more? But since I did I'm doing the Superman one, at least give me a week. Okay? At least give me till next Saturday. Okay? Good. As Naruto would then say, and as she would then say, what do you mean? And as Satan would then say, what do you mean? It has to do with what you are. As Naruto would then say, when I first got to hell, and before I came to hell, and before I died, and before I guess I died, I was human. As she would then say, human? There's no way. No mere human could kill that many of hell's strongest soldiers. As she'd then say, I was just about to get to that. You see, I had a being sealed inside of me. A being called old Kurama. As then Satan would shiver at the very mention of at the at the very thought of the name. She'd then say, "You had Kurama sealed inside of you?" As then Naruto would say, "Yes, along with a negative side of me. You see, I was incapable of basically feeling emotions that were not positive." As he would then say, however, as I lay dying, because I was Kurama's friend, and because I was Kurama's first friend, he refused to let me die. And he would basically try to merge with me as we fused souls. However, in the middle of our soul fusion, the negative side of me would join in. And I would become something that isn't human or demon. As then he'd say, hey, behold. As Naruto would take off his helmet and he'd say, give it a moment, and give it a couple of minutes. Boy, just wait a couple of moments. And just wait a week, okay, dude? Wait a week. As Naruto would say, hey, wait a couple of minutes. As then eventually Naruto's hair would become red. And his eyes, and one of his eyes would become red and black, and he would basically look like this, and like the evil, or I guess you could say Kurama-fied version of Naruto. As he would then say, hey, and that isn't all. As then Naruto's skin would begin burning red, and it would grow claws, and and he would then say, hey, and he would basically grab his helmet and put it back on. As he would then say, and that's the reason I don't take off this, because I'm afraid I'll lose my humanity. As Satan would then say, hey, but why have your humanity? As he'd then say, what do you mean, why have my humanity? It's who I am. I should then say, no, I mean, why do you want to keep it? How did you die? As Naruto would then say, I was tricked. My village hates me because I had Kurama, and my village hated me because I had Kurama sealed inside of me. And to make matters worse, they sent me on a D rank mission. Easy, right? It was just to go to a simple farm. When I find out that the whole mission was a scam and I was attacked by 30 Anbu. And they killed me. I tried to fight back, but I died. As Naruto would say, I don't fight. I don't like. And so, I don't like that village anymore. As she would then say, and as Satan would then say, well, Naruto, I don't mean to prod or anything on your personal life, but it feels like to me that you need to lose your humanity. As then says, what do you mean? And as Naruto would then say, what do you mean? As she would say, think about it, Naruto. From your entire, for your entire life, you live with humans. They hated you. You tried everything you could to make them happy. They hated you. Hell, they even killed you. And they even betrayed you and killed you. Why would you ever want to be part of that race? And why would you ever want to keep being part of that race? As Naruto would say, you have a good point. Oh well. As Naruto would then say, Praetor suit fully disengage. As the suit would begin to loosen up entirely. As suddenly the boots would come off, the legs, and his arm and his gloves would fall off, his shoulder pads would fall off, his chest pad would fall off, the entire Praetor suit would fall off. As then he'd take off the helmet, and he'd say, and he'd basically look like this, and he'd say, alright, here goes none. As his hair would become red, his whiskers would become thick, his teeth would become sharper, his eyebrows would become red, And then, last was his eyes. One of his eyes would become completely red, as in the become completely red and black, as the other eye would be red and black, and would also be turning red and black. As he'd say, "Goodbye, humanity." And as with the last of the joyous or any sort of emotion of Naruto Uzumaki he left in him, he would say, "Goodbye, humanity. Goodbye, humanity." As then, Naruto's eye would become completely red. And then his skin would become completely off and would basically look like this. As then, Naruto would reach a new phase. As, no, not that. Hold on. As basically, Naruto would look something like this, except his hair is red and his eyes are red and black. As 8 tails would sprout out and his feet and arms would basically be covered with red demonic chakra. As then, he would look like this. As this is Naruto's, and as then, and suddenly the black chakra would overcome the red chakra, and Naruto would basically become a giant, terrifying, shadowy, black and red, nine-tailed demon. Nine-tailed fox demon. As then, the fox's 9 tails would swirl around, and the fox would swirl around as it would basically be like smoke or shadows, as it would be swirling around and transform into this state. As 2 tails would spread out. As this is Naruto's... Allow me to explain. This is Naruto's suppressed. This is Naruto's true form. This is Naruto's true form. This is his suppressed form. Or at least his form he goes out in public in. And then, if he gets angry enough, he has his demon god mode. And he has his demon god of Eve. He has his demon god mode. But anyways, suddenly Satan would look at a being who would look like this. As he then said, "Everything is so cold, and everything is so nice, peaceful even." As Naruto would then say, "I think I'm going... Thank you, Satan." I should then say, "No problem, Naruto. After all, you are in hell, so you are, and so you are considered one of my subjects." As then Naruto would say, "I guess." As then Satan would basically think, "Alright, and now." As she would then smile and snap her fingers. As then Naruto would basically under a trance. As she would then say, hey, ooh, I'm going to enjoy this. As Naruto right now is under a trance, as she would bring Naruto to a room where she would pretty much implant, and where she would pretty much, well, convert Naruto's mind into that of an obedient, of a soft and obedient person, of a soft and obedient fox. I mean, soft as in like, oh, they're going soft. Like when people say you're going soft. Basically, Naruto would be like that. As she would then say, perfect. Now, how to mark him. As she would pretty much kiss Naruto on the lips while he is still under the trance. As then a symbol which looked like, hold on, as a symbol which looked like this would appear on Naruto's, would appear on Naruto's neck, as she would then say, and as Satan would then say, hey, now, how? Would you like to, now? And as she would then snap her fingers and the trance would be undone, and Naruto wouldn't notice the symbol on his neck, as he is just more obedient and like a softie now. As she then says, now, here's a question, Naruto. Would you like to be my husband? As Naruto would then say, yes, mistress. As she then and smile widely and say, perfect. Perfect, Naruto-kun. As that is where I'm ending this part off. Hope y'all enjoyed this crazy series. But yeah. Tell me in the comments if you think Naruto should get even stronger or not, and do you like this video? And do you like this what if, and do you want me to keep doing it? Because I am going to, actually, I'm going to continue. What if I made and no one really wanted to watch it? What if I was in Naruto? Of course, I, Kei Natsuki, am one of the, am in Naruto in this what if, and I urge all of you to watch it. And yeah, I'm gonna be making a part 2 to it. Sorry, it was on my old phone, so the whole thing cut out. But yeah, goodbye. And see y'all next time.